Now, since the city of Austin unveiled its new logo about a week and a half ago, there's been a lot of opinions about this, right? For example, we found this one online. My friend's law firm logo versus the new City of Austin logo, right? So we invited Austin's Chief Communication Director, Jessica King, to Midday. Welcome. So thank you so much for coming and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. So you've probably seen all this backlash. What is the city's reaction to all the backlash to the new logo?
Oh, well, we wouldn't expect anything less, honestly. Austin is such a diverse community, and the diversity of thought is really important. And so we appreciate that. It wouldn't make our city as amazing as it is were it not for the feedback from our community. So we take it in stride. We appreciate it. Certainly a space, social media is certainly a space where everybody feels very comfortable to share their opinion. And so we tap into that, and it's fine. We don't expect everybody to love it. We do want people to know, though, that it is not a brand for the community, to represent the community, which I think is what's been misinterpreted. It is a brand that reflects the city as a local government, as the organization that provides services to our community. And so we wanted to make sure that that was clear, fresh out the gate.
And Jessica, why do you think the logo triggered so much negative reaction? What was it about this logo, you think?
Sure. I think it's a variety of things, right? First and foremost, our residents, we learned from the various research that we did that when Austinites speak up, it's because they care. And so if that's the fundamental, foundational understanding, everybody cares, and they're speaking up because they care. But there are also a lot of other residents in our community who care, but maybe aren't as eager to speak up.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, absolutely. You take everything in, and you learn, and you listen, and you adapt accordingly.
You know, one of the reasons I think people said online, it's the price tag, $1.1 million. Can you break that down? How long did it take, and what is involved in that big, huge price tag?
Sure. So the project started off back in 2018 when our city council gave us the thumbs up to proceed with a brand that unites the organization and makes it easier for our residents to understand all the different brands that we have. So the first challenge is, I don't know that people know this, there is, yes, the city seal, which is not going away, but we've got about 300 plus brands across the organization.
Let's go ahead and show those. You affectionately, I think insiders call it the logo farm. If we can show people just how many logos are associated with the city right now.
Absolutely, and it's hard to navigate that, especially if you're new to the city. Many of the brands don't, in fact, have the city seal. So a lot of people think, oh, the city seal is the brand. The city seal was never intended to be the brand. It is our official city seal that we'll keep for ceremonial purposes. But we needed a brand that really brought everything under one umbrella and helped Austinites navigate all the different programs and services that we have so that they could actually trust when a city employee comes to their door and they see that brand, they know that that's actually a city employee. When they are filling out an application to participate in a program or service, they know that their information is going to the city of Austin and not some random organization.
Jessica,
so that was the purpose.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
Okay.
There's a petition online, right, asking the city to stop the rollout by, ironically, a former member of the city council. Yeah. What is the city's reaction to this petition? I think there was more than 4,000 signatures. What will you do with that? How do you take that feedback?
So we take all feedback in stride, of course. I think the important part there is that the council member was a part of the process. We included community members at the front end. In fact,
the petition, right?
Yeah, the large bulk of the cost at the front end had a lot to do with community engagement. The design itself, our local designers, that was a $200,000 cost. So we want to be transparent with the cost. And when asked about the cost, we gave the dollar amount. But the reality is to design it, to work through a variety of community members, stakeholder groups, stakeholder feedback opportunities, that was the work in progress, and that was the cost. That's where you see the bulk of the cost. We also have just basic costs of we have to buy contracts for different type of software that will help all of our employees use the same templates, use the same systems, so that we can roll out the brand effectively. But that's the big cost. And when I hear about that 1.1, yes, absolutely. That's a big cost for me. I understand that. I'm a taxpayer in the city. I've been a taxpayer from the city for nearly 30 years. But what I know is that we thought very diligently about how to spread that cost to minimize the impact and ensure that as we proceed with the rollout, it's within our current budget. Everything that we're doing is within our current budget.
I have to ask you this. The city has its own marketing department. Why not get all these great creative people to come up with that logo that seems simple?
You're right. I mean, that is the biggest challenge. But a logo, just designing the logo alone, that's the simple part. We have so many wonderful creative people in this community. It's not just a logo, it is a brand. And what that means is, how do we ensure that we have a consistent font, consistent colors, templates that we use. It is more than the brand. There are rules and strategies around that. So yes, we could absolutely have one logo, but then what are all the rules and the process and consistency to ensure that that brand is really implemented across an organization as large as ours, across 17,000 employees, and probably more than 40 departments who provide multiple services to the different communities. I mean, if you think about what the city does, we provide programs for childcare all the way to maintaining cemeteries. Look for a brand that is consistent and can apply to all of those. That's a daunting task.
It is. Jessica Kane, thank you so much. We are out of time, but we appreciate you coming in and kind of dispelling some of the misconceptions there.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much.